no.
Ocho Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
He's gone for the touchdown. Caldwell Pope. How about that one, baby?
It's Sports Entertainment today.
How did he win this game?
I hope this is bleach.
Take the hoop out of the playbook, please. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL Weekly Matchup, Week 7. We got Week 7. We just finished Week 6. Start of bye weeks last week. We had some teams on the bye. This week. We had San Francisco and my Saints. Saints on a bye. Hopefully they come back and get back into it. Hopefully they can get. Yeah, nobody cares. Hopefully the Saints can get back Michael Thomas here soon. But yeah, the Falcons were on the bye as well. I don't know what other team was on a bye. There might have been one more. But I think there was 4. I think there was 4 on a bye. I'm not sure who the other team was. I'd have to think of it off the top. Can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, overall, had a good week of NFL. I got Josh and Preston with me back again. Got Preston back this week after, had some things to do. Everybody's got stuff going on. Yeah, Josh, how was your NFL week? I know we just got done filming the college show, but how was your week?
Well, I didn't get to watch a lot of NFL this week. As you know, I got a family and we had fall festivities, and I don't let them have Saturdays. Saturdays are filled up with 3 TVs, so Sundays sometimes I have to go do family things, and that's what I did. So I didn't get to watch a lot of NFL. I did get watch the Sunday night game, which was good. I watched the Cowboys game.
Y'all went to the pumpkin patch?
No, I went to the Jubilee.
I'm just kidding.
Jubilee.
I got you. Yeah. No, speaking, dude, this fall, the fall weather is hitting down here, but at the dairy down here I work at with my uncle.
It cold all of a sudden, too.
Dude, it was crazy. We had so many cars. It was
all
insane.
Festivities.
You're talking about.
They had all kind of food trucks up in town up here. It was real nice.
Yeah, it was insane at work. But yeah, Preston, how was your week overall? We are watching the Bills and Titans right now. Preston's trying to win $1,000 on his parlay here. Hopefully, if the Bills can win, I think Bills are up by 3 right now. But Preston, how was your week?
It's pretty good. Picked a lot of winners. Something I'm not typically good at doing. Usually, I would say fade me on my picks because my picks are usually on the wrong side. But it's been a pretty good week. So like Josh was doing a lot of fall activities yesterday. I was in Atlanta yesterday for NLCS Game 2, Atlanta Dodgers. Got to witness a walk-off by Eddie Rosario, getting through Kenley Jansen and Corey Seager's glove, something that really never happens. You don't get it through both of them. You usually get, one at a time, but Great game. So, I did watch a little bit of the football because I had some, vested interest because of my parlay. But besides that, I didn't watch a lot of things, but I think it's pretty funny. The one takeaway that I can think of off the top of my head is it took the Jacksonville Jaguars to leave the country to get their first win of the season. Now, I wonder how close.
How long time? Did the Falcons have a win before that?
Yeah, we won. We won last week in
London. So it took y'all okay.
No, that's our second win of the season.
Oh, that was y'all's second win.
Yes, Christopher.
Who did y'all win before that?
I don't know. They had a win. I don't know.
They had a win?
Oh, it was Giants.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. They're on a win streak right now. Sorry,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think it's pretty funny that, it took them to go to London to get their first win. I think it was a 23-game losing streak. But also, I want to know how close Urban Meyer's wife kept him on a leash. Like, how short was his leash when he's up in London?
Hopefully she left him, but, that's just me.
Did she go to London? Are they getting a divorce? Is he taking the LSU job? Is he taking the USC job? Questions. I need answers.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But we overall had a good week. I led in the pickings again. I think I'm up 3 games over Josh. I'm up. I had a 9-4 week. Had pretty good. I think in my other pickings, I think I only lost 2 games in my pickings we do for fantasy. So I think I only lost 2 games there and straight up pickings. Preston went 8-5, and Josh, I think this is the first time this year you were on the bottom of the leaderboard, went 7-6.
Get used to it, Josh.
Still over 500.
Still over 500.
Get used to it,
Josh. Depending on this game,
Yeah, we'll have to put this game in. I didn't even think about that. We can't really right now. I'm hoping the Bills, I think the Bills will pull it off. But it is 2017 right now. Titans putting up a fight. Derrick Henry, having himself a good game. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty good week. Like I said, some games I didn't expect. You had the Ravens, dominating the Chargers. Chargers only putting up 6 points, 34-6. We had the Arizona staying undefeated against, Kyler Murray, who I kind of thought would, was a little hurt, but the Ravens are dealing with injury, or the Browns are dealing with injuries themselves with, Baker with his shoulder, and then having Jarvis Landry still being out. And then we had the Cowboys. What a game that was, coming back to defeat the Patriots, in that last play. Why Mac Jones threw that ball, I don't know why they threw the ball there. I don't know. But and then Pittsburgh, one of the other things, Pittsburgh barely beating Seattle, towards the end of the game. They were dominant for a little while and then came back. Seattle made a run with Geno Smith. We talked about that game, Josh, last week a little bit with the line, why the line the way it was. Totally forgot Russell Wilson was going to be out. I totally forgot he dislocated his finger. That's why the line. If I'd have known that, I probably would have taken Pittsburgh, even though Seattle did cover. Seattle did cover the number. Pittsburgh. Yeah, Seattle did cover the number. I mean, I probably would have taken Pittsburgh if I'd have known. I forgot Russell Wilson went out. But overall, what are your thoughts on last week? Any games you had thoughts on?
Yeah, the Bucks and the Eagles. I didn't think it was going to be that close. But Jalen Hurts continues to show me that he's not an NFL quarterback. Continues, and I don't know why Philadelphia keeps him in there. But he's a great guy. He's a great athlete, and he's a great competitor. He is just not a quarterback. He cannot get the ball to the receivers, and I got a little resentment because I started Devontae Smith instead of Jalen Waddle. And, I didn't know how Waddle was going to react to flying to London and all this. And, I didn't know what was going to happen. And I knew Tua was coming back, and I figured he could get him the ball, but I took my chances with Devontae Smith. And, Jalen Hurts cannot get him the ball, but the defense of Philadelphia surprised me, was able to keep them in that game a little bit. And they're going to go as far as their defense will take them. Yeah,
there's no excuse for Jalen. It's one of the worst secondaries in football. In my opinion, in Tampa Bay.
That's why I started Smith.
Tampa Bay looked awful. I did too. I thought Smith was. I bet Smith is over yards and everything, and I thought he was going to have a good game. I mean, Jalen Hurts looked absolutely. He missed receivers all game that game. He looked awful. It's awful. Only 115 passing yards. It'd been better off, if Richard Sherman stayed on the field. I mean, he's terrible. They should, if he didn't get hurt, at the beginning of the game, they might have been better off. But Jalen Hurts just couldn't get him the ball either way. So, and then right after that, they lose Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is gone to Arizona. Got traded to Arizona.
Yep.
So that's a big key piece for them. But any other games, Josh? Any other games you had thoughts on as far as that? I'll go on to Preston.
Yeah, the Cowboys and Patriots game, that was a real good game, back and forth. Trayvon Diggs, 7 interceptions on the season, ties Rod Woodson for 7 interceptions in 6 games. 2 of them he's returned for touchdowns, and then on the very next play gets burnt by Mac Jones for a 75-yard touchdown. So that was funny, back and forth with Dallas.
Man, I didn't even think they even need to throw that ball right there. I mean, really, with all that time, but they could have, they kind of gave them the game right there. Giving them that, able to get that pick and, be able to get back into the game, I guess, per se. But I didn't. I think the Patriots should have won that game personally. I think they kind of gave that game away. But CeeDee Lamb had a very good game, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, caught the game winner. Well, pretty much, the game deciding touchdown. But Preston, I know you said you didn't get to catch up with many football games. You went to the Braves game. Do you have any thoughts as far as any games you saw in your parlays or whatnot? I know you're sweating this game right now.
Yeah, I'm sweating a little bit. I need them to finish this off for the 7-leg parlay to be a hitter. There was a couple games out there that I thought were pretty good. And my favorite game of the week obviously was Dallas. One, because I had them straight up in my parlay, and the fact that they were able to get the pick 6, take it to overtime, and take care of business was really impressive. But my Super Bowl prediction right now for the Bucks, I don't really think. They're not playing so great. Maybe this is where they start to struggle at the middle part of the season, and then they can turn it on and get to the postseason. I don't know if I would say they're the best overall team in the NFC right now. I wouldn't. I think Dallas might be the best team in the NFC. the way they're playing right now
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball. And I think Dak Prescott might be, the front runner right now for the MVP because he's playing amazing right now. He obviously is going to get comeback player of the year after the injury last year, come back, and they're dominant as they are right now. I mean, in the last game, 36 of 51 for 445 yards and 3 touchdowns with only 1 interception. I mean, that's a stat line right there.
Yeah, as much as I hate the Cowboys, they are playing well. But, I mean, overall, my opinion, I still think the Rams are probably the best overall team, on both sides of the ball. But, I'm biased when it comes – I'm not a big fan of Dallas. Josh, what would you say about that? Who do you think as far as – do you think
in the NFC or in all?
Well, I was just saying necessarily NFC. NFC, I guess, as far as – because you got some teams out there. You got the Bucks, you got the Rams, you got the Packers, you got
I'm just not sold on the Bucks mainly because of how old their team is, and the Packers are playing pretty good, but Dallas is playing pretty hot right now. I mean, and you got the Rams. I mean, the NFC's got a lot of good teams in it, and then over on the AFC side, the Ravens coming out of nowhere, and it's hard to deny Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, after and the Ravens started off, right before the first game of the season, having injuries to Marcus Peters. Their rookie running back from last year goes down with an injury. They lost 2 or 3 running backs, lost some cornerbacks. I mean, I thought they were going to be a disappointment this season, but coming out and beating the Chargers, dominating the Chargers. And Lamar didn't even play that great. I wouldn't say no. I mean, he completed. He only had 167 yards, but he had 2 interceptions. But the team still won. 34-6. I mean, that run game helped him in the defense and everything. But I definitely didn't see that game coming. Me personally, I didn't.
The way Marlon Humphrey shut down Mike Williams
mm-hmm.
that game, man, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and Mike Williams was actually playing with an injury that game too. I think it was his back or something, or it might be a hamstring. I can't remember. He was playing with an injury that game, so I kind of expected him to be a little bit less effective because they were saying his injury was he wasn't 100%. I don't believe. So I think they were trying to lean more.
But yeah, Justin Herbert was my starting quarterback in my fantasy league, and that really sucked. 12 points he gave me.
Yeah, that's
after putting almost 50 last week.
That's rough. Yeah, that's rough.
Did you start him last week too?
Stafford.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did cash in. That would be rough if you didn't cash in.
I only got one quarterback on both my teams.
Oh, okay. But so it's not a super flex league?
No. Chargers, they may have a bye this week. Do they have a bye? I was looking to see if they're on the schedule. I was about to say he bounces back this week, but they may have a bye. I don't see them on the schedule. I'll have to see. But, yeah, all those games had some really good games. Preston, player of the week. I think you had yours right there, your player of the week. And Dak Prescott, is that your player of the week?
That's my player of the week right now. I mean, I also think you can throw in a couple considerations for Greg Zerlin, the Cowboys kicker, for being able to nail some high-intensity, kicks right there. I think, he was able to, perform when it was most needed. I think he kept him in that game, but then you had a performance by Dak Prescott was able to actually win the game for him. So I think that was a overall combined effort by the both of them. But, if I had to pick one, I'd say Dak Prescott.
Gotcha. Josh, did you necessarily have a player of the week for this week?
Yeah, in the losing effort, I mean, I'm going to go with the same game. I'm going to go with Damian Harris, 101 yards and 1 touchdown on 18 carries against Dallas. That was pretty good. I mean, that was the only one I seen.
Yeah, especially because I had him in fantasy and I actually benched him because he was coming off of an injury.
Did you pick him because he's a Bama player?
He just got injured. So.
It was kind of hard. I mean, with Alabama players, I don't know how many Najee scored, but before the Pittsburgh game last night, Alabama players had combined for 14 touchdowns across the league.
Gotcha. Tua came back this week as well.
For that one Sunday or for the entire season
so
far?
For the one Sunday.
That's pretty good.
Gotcha. Well, I had a couple options here I was looking at, but I think I'm going to go with I'm going to actually go with Kirk Cousins. I saw this one, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns against Carolina, beating them 34-28 in a shootout. I had some other options. You know, I had Jonathan Taylor. I think he ran for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Texans.
Yeah, he done good.
But the Texans, and you know, Dalvin Cook also had 29 carries for 140 yards and a touchdown in that same game as well. Adam Thielen, 126 yards. A lot of points put up in that game.
You got honorable mention Kyler Murray with 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
Sam Darnold, 17 for 41 in that game. It's not too hot, but yeah, Minnesota looking like they're bouncing back. You know, beating the Carolina team who looked kind of fluky at the you know, after starting off the year so hot. And, you know, another thing is, before we get into, you know, I don't know what the Browns are going to do if they don't get Nick Chubb back. They ain't going to have no running game because they're not going to have Kareem Hunt now for 3 weeks either. He's going to be out now too. So I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going
to keep him on my bench though.
Yeah, I don't know if Nick Chubb's going to come back or what. I'm not sure what the deal is with him. I'm not sure how long he's going to be out. I have to look. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the next week. We're going to get into week 7. I believe it's week 7. Get into our picks for the week. First game of the week, got Broncos at the Browns. The Browns favored by – is it the Browns? Yeah, Browns favored by 5.5. Big line there after coming off a big loss and kind of injury-prone. Preston, who do you got in that one?
I think it'll be a close scoring game. I think at the end, I think the Browns are probably going to cover that one.
Browns going to cover the 5.5. Josh, coming to you. Who you got?
Broncos. Too many injuries. One hard hit to Baker Mayfield, and he's going down. He'll be out. His shoulder's messed up, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If he was healthy, I mean, I might would pick them, but
you know, the only thing is, I'm not a believer in the Broncos, you know, offense. They haven't really shown me much as far as on the offensive side of the ball. I believe their defense is still pretty strong, but you know, Cleveland hasn't been able to put up many points either these last weeks, and I don't know what they're going to do without a running game. You know, Teddy Bridgewater, he did have a good game. They put up against the Raiders. I'm not a believer in the Raiders defense. They've been dealing with injuries too, though. I could see this game going either way, but I think it's going to be like a field goal game, I think. And, you know, I think that I probably would say the Browns win this game, but I'm going to take the Broncos. I'm going to take the Broncos to cover the 5.5. So give me the Broncos in that one. Let's go on to the next game. Panthers favored by 2.5 at the New York Giants. Josh, coming to you. Who you got?
Going to go with the Panthers, -2.5.
Taking the Panthers -2.5. You know, the Giants dealing with some injuries over there. Josh. Preston, who you got?
Yeah, give me the Panthers -2.5. I think they're going to take care of business.
Thinking the Panthers are going to bounce back. They're thinking the Panthers are going to bounce back here. Maybe getting McCaffrey back this week after, you know, he's been out for a little while. I think he sat out one extra week with his injury. I think I'm going to agree with you guys as much. It's a small 2.5, so I think I'm going to take the Panthers as well. As much as if the Giants were fully healthy in this game, with their defense and with, you know, they got some offensive weapons, I'd probably take the Giants. But
are you writing these down?
Yeah, I am. That's what I'm doing as I'm going. I'm doing as I'm going. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with y'all. I'm gonna take the Panthers here on the road against the Giants -2.5. Let's get into the next game. This game that I think that could go either way. Falcons at the Dolphins. Dolphins -1.5. Preston.
Oh, that line is definitely shifted.
What is it? What you?
And
got?
now the Falcons are -2.5.
Falcons -2.5. Okay. Well,
which one do you want to roll with?
I'm going with what I got here. I think I want to go with 1.5. I'll double check. Keep going.
Do you want to go? Are you
right now? Just keep talking. I'm going to go with 1.5. I changed.
I know, but 1.5 into whose direction?
Dolphins. We're going with Dolphins.
So Dolphins are going to be favored 1.5. We're going to lock that in. I'm going to take Falcons. I think the Falcons get it done. I think this is going to be the week that they're going to, you know, put some, bolstering offenses together. I think they've got, Cordell Patterson. I think, with Mike Davis as well, Matt Ryan. I think this is a week that they're going to be able to do it. I think they can put up some points on the board, and I think they'll take care of business, even if they're playing in Miami. So I like the Falcons to, plus 1.5. I'll take that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that line has moved a good bit, but I guess we'll just roll with that. Some of the lines have moved. We'll just roll with it. Dolphins minus 1.5. Josh, who you got?
I'm going with the Falcons. They had the off week. I think, like he was saying, like Preston was saying, I think that Patterson's going to be a little too much for the Dolphins defense, and I'm going with the Falcons plus one.
They have him as one of the top price fantasy players on
because you can put him in two positions. You can put him as a wide receiver or a running back.
Well, not on this one. You can't. You can only put. Well, you can but you can't. You can in certain things. But Tua's back, and I know they lost to Jacksonville, but I don't know. I feel like I still like Tua. I like him a lot better than Jacoby Brissett.
Stop him.
And I'm taking the Dolphins minus 1.5. I think they're going to win this game, and it's just a pick 'em pretty much. So I'm going to take the Dolphins over the Falcons at home. I think the Falcons are getting some momentum, but I think they're going to fall flat here and give me the Dolphins. We'll see. Could be wrong on that one, but let's go to the next game. Jets at the Patriots. Patriots minus 6.5. Josh, coming to you. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pats minus 6.5. I just don't believe in the Jets at all. And you said that game's in Foxborough.
Yeah, it is in Foxborough.
Yeah,
and I think it's a rookie quarterback.
I think
how that goes.
Yeah, but I think who I mean, I know the Pats got the rookie quarterback. Who's quarterbacking for the Jets?
Remember Zach?
Oh
Wilson,
yeah,
rookie
Zach
quarterback.
Wilson,
I always
right.
forget he's over there too. He hasn't done too much yet.
Yeah, man. I think this is when the Patriots will kind of open up the playbook a little more for Mac Jones, and maybe he can start airing it out a little more. He showed a little promise against Dallas, so I'm going to go with the Pats.
Jets run defense, sometimes shows up a little bit, so you should have to air it out a little bit. Preston, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with the Jets plus 6. Is it 6.5 or 7?
It is 6.5. I got 6.
I'm going to take the Jets at plus 6.5. I just think that, they've been able to stay competitive in most games. The only game they weren't able to was when they were blanked by the Broncos. I think this is going to be, none of the exceptions. I think that this is going to be a game they're going to stay competitive. I don't think they're winning this game by any means, but I do think they're able to keep it within a touchdown. This is one of those games, even though it's not a pick 'em technically, I still think it would be considered by me a pick 'em. Give me the Jets at plus 6.5.
Yeah, the only thing, I just don't see the Patriots really blowing out anybody, I guess. But the Jets, haven't looked good. I think they cover this. I think they win by just a touchdown. Say they win by a touchdown, maybe 10. I don't know. But I think the Patriots win by a touchdown. I'm going to take the Patriots in this game over the Jets, taking them minus 6.5. Preston, you took the Jets. Let's get into the next game. Big line here. I think it's already moved to down to minus 9, but we're going to go with this one. Washington at the Packers. Packers minus 10.5. Preston, who you got?
That line might be a little too big. I'm going to take Washington at the minus. You said what was 10.5?
10.5.
If it's at 10.5, you're giving me that. I would take Washington at plus 10.5. I just don't think the Packers are really blowing people out. I know Cincinnati's a good team, but that game went into overtime. This past week they really weren't able to pull away till later. And this could be that same scenario. And I think Washington's a little better than we kind of give them credit for.
Titan score again, Derrick Henry, 3-yard touchdown.
Give me the FWF Washington football team. WFT. Why could I not say
Washington football team? Yes, Preston's taking the football team. We're watching this game over here. Derrick Henry just tied the game, 23-all, barring the extra point. See if they can get ahead. Who can stop Derrick Henry?
Put me in pads. I'd stop him first round.
Who can stop Derrick Henry, man?
I'd stop him.
I thought he wasn't going to do great this game.
He wouldn't even get a yard on me.
Yeah, right.
This dude's gonna he'll have over 120 yards again.
You just had that, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a generational type player.
Well, you just can't tackle the dude.
He's lucky he never lined up against me, because I would have taken him out. I'd have cleaned his clock.
Josh, who you got in this game? Washington at the Packers, minus 10.5 for the Packers.
Washington at the Packers.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Go
yeah.
for it.
I'm going with the Packers, man. I think this game's going to look a lot like the Chiefs at Washington this past week. You know, somewhere around 31-13,
Yeah.
34-10, something like that. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers minus 10.5. Aaron Rodgers is playing good.
Yeah, I usually don't take teams favored by this get much, but I'm just not a believer in Washington, and the Packers have looked pretty good lately. Yeah, I'm gonna, I don't do it much, but I'm gonna take the Packers as well, minus 10.5 against the Washington at home. We'll see, what they can do. I think they'll be able to win this one pretty handily, like you said, probably somewhere 31-13, 30-13, somewhere around there. Let's go to the next game. Really good game here, to a divisional game here. Bengals at the Ravens. Ravens minus 6.5.
Whew,
Josh, who you got?
man. Why the line got to be so big there? Can't be
6.5. I mean, it's just a touchdown. It's not
four and
not
a
too bad.
half. Be good. At the Ravens, Bengals at Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens minus the 6.5.
Well, I've been blowing out 10. I think I know who Preston's going with. Preston, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Ravens minus 6.5. I think the Bengals are good, and I think they're able to stay competitive in this game. But I think Lamar Jackson at the end of the game is probably going to put it away. I mean, they've been doing this for a couple times this season. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see how the Bengals. While I don't think the Ravens are, I think they're overrated right now.
I agree.
I don't think that the Bengals are going to be able to slow down Lamar Jackson. Again, but Lamar Jackson has not blown me away this season, but he is doing what they need to do to win. So maybe that's just what the philosophy they're trying to pull right now. So give me the Ravens minus 6.5.
Jamar Chase. I mean, this dude's nasty. Dude, after dropping all those preseason balls and stuff, and they talking about all that, this dude came out and proved everybody wrong. Yeah, this is a tough game for me. I don't know who I want to go with. It's a touchdown here, and I've liked the Bengals. I said, I thought the Bengals were going to be – I did say, in the preview show, I thought this was going to probably be the toughest division this year with the Bengals. I thought the Bengals were going to be pretty good, in my opinion. This is tough, and this might be dumb. I'm going to go different. I'm going to go with Cincinnati just because I don't like the Ravens. I think I always pick against the Ravens. I'm going to go with Cincinnati, probably not to win, but I think they're going to lose by probably maybe three points. But the Ravens are blowing out everybody. That's tough. That's a tough call. But I'm sticking with Cincinnati. I'm going with them. Let's go to the next game. Chiefs at the Titans. Chiefs favored by 3.5. Could be different once this game is over.
Yeah, about to say on the thing I'm looking at, they don't have a line.
There's no line on it for what I'm looking at.
Well, the one I got, we're gonna go with 3.5 because
to the Chiefs.
Go with Chiefs minus 3.5.
Let me go first.
Yes, we're gonna go 3.5. Preston, who you got?
Give me the Titans plus 3.5.
Titans plus 3.5. Josh, who you got in this one?
I'm going to go with Preston, man. It's hard to go against, the Derrick Henry, and the Chiefs' run defense hasn't been too impressive.
And they're just not good right now. They just really aren't.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at that roster and I'm like, wow, I just don't understand it.
God.
But I mean, when you watch Patrick Mahomes play, I mean, it's like, I know he's got some, exceptional players, but some of the stuff he does, like my friend sent me a clip of him the other day where he was running around. He ran around for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then he throws the ball, no look, sidearmed or whatever. And like the receiver caught it and he ran for 20 yards and he got a first down. But it's like, you did all that for 20 yards. Now that's huge. It gets you the ball moving and you get more new set of downs. But I think you're just putting yourself, too big of a risk to get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, if Derrick Henry is running like this on the freaking Buffalo Bills, how many yards is he going to have against the Chiefs?
I mean, they're gonna feed Derrick Henry the ball and keep the ball away from Patrick Mahomes.
If I'm the Chiefs, I'm stacking the box every play. I don't care if they're gonna beat me deep somehow. They're gonna make Ryan Tannehill throw 400 yards.
They're gonna beat me deep. They're not beating me by Derrick.
Yeah, they're not beating me with Derrick
Henry.
I'm
beaten by Derrick. Put that on their tombstone if they lose.
But I mean, Titan secondary is not good either. 3.5. It's a lot of points. and you guys are probably going to catch some ground here if I'm wrong, and I'm
We
probably
will.
going to be wrong, but I'm going to take the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm always been a fan of Patrick Mahomes. He's probably my second favorite quarterback in the NFL. I just like this game, but you know, I don't know. I think they're going to get up for this game on the road.
Who's your first favorite quarterback?
They need. Well, it was Drew Brees, but now it's Jameis Winston. So, but I will say, I did like Jameis Winston on Tampa Bay too. I picked him to win MVP like twice before that. So I've always been a big Jameis Winston guy. But anyway,
Sure.
yeah. Well, who's your favorite quarterback?
It's not Drew. It's not
Matt
Jameis
Ryan,
Winston.
Matt Ryan. Who should retire? Who should retire?
No, my favorite quarterback is probably Matt Stafford.
Okay. Yeah, I like Matt Stafford too.
He's a Georgia guy, but he's not your favorite quarterback.
Probably number 3 for me. No, because that's not my favorite NFL team.
You kind of strike me as a Jared Goff kind of guy.
I hate Jared Goff. Jared Goff is like one of the worst. I hate Jared Goff. I couldn't stand Jared Goff. Anyway, I'm going with the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they might not be fully healthy, but Titans, like I said, their secondary. I think this game's going to be a shootout. The only thing is, who's going to stop Derrick Henry? That's going to be the problem for me. I'm hoping they stack the box somehow and somehow stop him. I think hopefully Andy Reid game plans somehow to stop Derrick Henry, and I think the Chiefs somehow win, maybe by a touchdown. I think it's going to be a close game, but we'll see. Let's go to the next game. Lions at the Rams. I don't know what the line is now.
-15.
But, yeah, that's what it was. -15.5 for the Rams. Josh, who do you have in this one? This is a tough line.
Man. Lions at the Rams.
Yes.
Man, I'm going to go with the Rams. That's a big line. But, it could be something 42-10. Could be something like that,
Yeah, going with the Rams. Preston, who you got?
You said
I got to go with the Lions. I just don't think this team is not competitive enough to keep it within 15 points. I just don't. I mean, they've played competitive every week. They've played football.
Oh, this week wasn't really competitive. Would they lose? 34-13 against the Bengals?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Give me the Lions plus
34-11.
15. 15.5 because I think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Once again, I don't take spreads like this. But I mean, I think the Rams are the best team in football. I still go by that, and I'm taking the Rams. I think they're going to win somewhere along the lines of 28-3, 31-3, something like that. I think they're going to blow them out. So I'm taking the Rams at home. Yeah, I usually don't do this, but I'm definitely taking the Rams here. Eagles at the Raiders. Raiders -3.5. Josh, I don't know. I honestly don't know who you're going to go with here. Who you got?
I'm going with the Raiders -3.5.
Going with the Raiders. Josh picked the Raiders a lot this year, but I know I thought he might go with the Eagles here just because they looked okay. Well, they didn't.
Well, they have his favorite quarterback, Jalen Hurts. If you didn't hear earlier, I mean that's his favorite quarterback.
But I mean, they were competitive against the Bucks, so who knows? Preston, who you got?
I just in my mind, I just feel like I shouldn't be taking the Raiders because of everything they've got going on right now. But the Eagles just look so bad. I mean, they can be good and then they can be bad in back-to-back weeks. It's just, I don't know. Being home, I think, helps the Raiders out. If this is in Philadelphia, I wouldn't take it. But give me the Raiders. I think there's somehow they score a touchdown late. But, I mean, they're still 4-2. I mean, season's not over with. They can do it.
This one is really, really tough for me. You guys both picked the Raiders.
I mean, if it was in Philadelphia, the Eagles would be favored by 3.5.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong here. I don't want to be wrong here.
Be wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong here and pick Philadelphia, even though I think Philadelphia might cover. I don't want to do it, and I think the Raiders kind of proved. They kept it all together, even though all the drama last week. They still kept it all together. And they still got some talented pieces. I like the young receivers they got, like Derek Carr. I'm going to take the Raiders -3.5, even though I don't know if they're going to do it. All right, another big line here. Texans at the Cardinals. Cardinals -17.5 is what I have. Preston. -17.5. Who do you have?
I mean, give me the Cardinals. I mean, they're They're the last undefeated team left in the NFL. That record will not change this week. I definitely think they put up more than 17 points difference between them and Houston, because I just think Houston's terrible. I mean, they are just awful. I don't see in any way they keep this game close.
Any word on freaking Tyrod Taylor? If Tyrod Taylor was in this game, there's no way I wouldn't take Houston.
Yeah.
But God.
I think Arizona puts up – I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they damn near put up 50.
Well, you don't see that very often in the NFL. Unless
they've done it.
Yeah, I know they've done it, but if it's a shootout, maybe. Josh, who you got? There's a touchdown from the Bills.
I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to say Texans loses.
I didn't pick my pick. Nick. Go ahead.
I'm going the Texans lose by 17.
Yeah, I didn't pick my pick yet.
So
I was actually going to take the Texans as well. I was just saying that, I would think this line would be a lot smaller if Tyrod Taylor, and I would definitely take, I would have no problem taking the Texans against the Cardinals if they had Tyrod Taylor, but I'm not taking a line minus 17.5. Plus, the Cardinals is almost lost to Jacksonville. So, you know what I mean? So, and, the Texans are not great, but I feel like the Cardinals kind of underplay these bad teams sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes like teams like Jacksonville, I don't know. I don't think they're going to get up to play this game, and I think they cover. Maybe 2 touchdowns. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm taking the Texans as much as I don't like it, and I think the Cards could definitely blow them out. I'm going to take the Texans. So you thought I wasn't going that way. We got another big line here. Got another big line here. Bears at Buccaneers. I don't know what it is now.
Bears, Buccaneers, 13.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're right. Buccaneers minus 13.5. Josh, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with
You know what? No, we'll change it. I'll go first. Since I haven't gone first, I'll go with the Bears.
I already went. You got to go first on the next one. I got the Bears.
I didn't hear what you said.
Bears plus 13.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears.
Okay, well, you took my pick. Dang. I'm taking the Bears as well. That's what I was going to say. I'm taking the Bears. I was trying to go different. I'll go first on the next one, so it'll be a little bit different. Josh Allen catching the 2-point conversion there.
Got the Philly special.
Preston, who you got? Minus 13.5, Buccaneers favored over the Bears.
Give me the Bucs. I mean, they're home. I know they got Richard Sherman. They got some injuries right now. They got to do something to start looking a little better. And I'm not sold on the Bears. I'm just not. So that's not that hard for me. I think 13.5. Even though it's a big line, I think they can win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm taking the Bears. And Preston can make a comeback here with all these. He's going opposite. He could definitely make a comeback.
Why you say that? Picks. He just does that to jinx me. That's the only reason he's said
either going way downhill or you're going up the leaderboard. We'll see. All right, next game. Colts. I think this is Sunday Night Football. Colts at 49ers.
That's a real barn burner.
49ers minus 5.5. And give me the 49ers at home. Give me the Colts. I don't know who's starting at quarterback for the 49ers. I think it's going to be Garoppolo because I think Lance got hurt again. Lance got hurt and Garoppolo was dealing with injury. But I'm going to take Colts. Colts have been, competitive. 5.5, 49ers, they're so up and down. I'm definitely taking the Colts here. I like them as a team. Preston, who you going with?
Yeah, give me the Colts here. While I don't like either team, and I probably will not watch this game, it's probably not going to be that entertaining for me.
I like this game. I think it's going to be a very competitive game.
It won't be entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Give me the Colts. I don't think 49ers are going to be able to do anything against them.
Gotcha. Josh, who you going with?
Didn't the Colts get T.Y. Hilton back?
T.Y. Hilton did return. He caught a couple passes the other night. Yeah.
All right. So we might get back in the groove of things, and then you got Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to go against the grain. Going to get against there all two. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I thought that's what you were going to do. Yeah. I think that honestly, I mean, I'm interested in that game. Preston said he's not going to watch it. I think
Sunday night.
Yeah, I think I'm interested in that game. I think that's going to be a very competitive game. I'm writing down our picks here while we're looking. But yeah, do you guys have a lock of the week? Any game you guys like the best out of those?
We're not going to pick Saints Seahawks game for record.
Oh, we can. I mean, it's just hard to do. If we're doing it on Monday night, we will. What's the lines? Anybody got a line?
-5.
-5. Saints.
-5.
Russell Wilson probably still going to be out.
He's out for like 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, give me New Orleans.
Yeah, give me New Orleans as well.
Jameis Winston, 350 yards.
Yeah,
probably not that much, but
I'm going to go with the Saints -5.5.
Yeah, give me Saints -5.5.
All right, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is going to be in the running for MVP after this week.
Oh my God!
Hey, I mean, dude, look at this dude's receivers, man. I mean, he can be in it.
Oh yeah, and Michael Thomas, I think, is coming back.
He should. I don't think he's going to be back for that game.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. What week is it? He might. I think he's going to be back next week or the week after. I don't think he's going to be back this week. He could be, but I haven't looked. I haven't heard nothing about him being back yet. I haven't heard about him, wanting to play yet. So we'll see. But yeah, before we end it, lock of the week. Does anybody have a favorite game they like?
Let me look at this.
I'm seeing if I got one. Josh, do you?
Yeah.
These are some tough ones.
Give me the Pats -6.5.
Patriots -16.5 against the Jets at home. Patriots.
You say 16.5?
I'm about to say, holy crap!
I did say
6.
I said 16. Probably just the way I said it. Preston, who you got?
Remind me, because I think we're the line we went on the original one. The Dolphins, we took it as plus 1.5 for the Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me that the lock of the week.
Lock of the week. Okay, he's taking the Falcons pretty much outright. Give me the Colts at the 49ers. Colts plus 5.5. I'm going to take the Colts. I didn't like him in many of the other games, and I think Colts can be competitive in that game. I thought about taking the Panthers, but you never know with the Giants. Giants can be competitive. So, yeah, give me the Colts. Yeah, I think that's going to end it for this week. Is there anything else you guys want to go through as far as, NFL?
Nope.
Catch the end of this game right here of Bills and Titans, 31-24.
I can win my league if Julio Jones catches a touchdown pass. But I think I can count on one hand how many touchdown passes he's caught in his whole career.
What do you mean win? You mean like just win the matchup? Okay, it's like win the whole thing.
No, win my matchup.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go and watch this fourth quarter. I appreciate everybody watching. See you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Go Falcons.